Dear friends, 80 years ago, a cheeky little blue engine became a friend all over the world. But it wasn't Thomas who began the journey. When my son was ill in bed, 3 railway friends, Edward, Gordon, and Henry, started it all. These stories are where it truly began. Sincerely, the author.
Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward.
Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Solomon.
Hello, Christopher. Here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine.
Has once again proved himself to be a really useful...
Anywhere can compare with our fat controller's engine.
Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it.
The driver won't choose you again. He wants big, strong engines like us.
Edward had not been out for a long time. He began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work. The driver looked at Edward.
Why are you sad? Would you like to come out today?
Yes, please, said Edward. So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward puffed away. Look at me now! The others were very cross at being left behind. Away went Edward to fetch some coaches.
Be careful, Edward. Don't bump and bang like the other engines do.
So Edward came up to the coaches very, very gently. And the shunter fastened the coupling.
Thank you, Edward. That was kind.
We are
glad you are taking us today.
Then they went to the station where the people were waiting. Get in quickly, please! So the people got in quickly, and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. He waited and waited. There was no whistle, no green flag. Oh, where is that guard? Edward was getting anxious. The driver and fireman asked the station master.
Have you seen the guard?
No.
He said. They asked the porter.
Have you seen the guard?
Yes. Last night.
No.
Edward began to get cross. Are we ever going to start? Just then,
here they come.
And there the guard was, running down the hill with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other. He ran onto the platform, blew his whistle, and jumped into his van before Edward puffed off. Edward did have a happy day. All the children ran to wave as he went past, and he met old friends at all the stations. He worked so hard that the driver promised to take him out again next day. That night in the shed, he told the other engines, I'm going out again tomorrow. What do you think of that?
Just wait until I
But he didn't hear what they thought, for he was so tired and happy that he went to sleep at once. One of the engines in Edward's shed was called Gordon. He was very big and very proud.
You watch me this afternoon, little Edward, as I rush through with the express. That'll be a splendid sight for you.
Just then, his driver pulled the lever.
Goodbye, little Edward. Look out for me this afternoon.
Edward went off to do some shunting. Edward liked shunting. It was fun playing with trucks. He would come up quietly and give them a bump. Then he would stop, and the silly trucks would go bump into each other. Edward played till there was no more trucks. Then he stopped to rest. Presently, he heard a whistle. Gordon came puffing along, very slowly and very crossly. Instead of nice shining coaches, he was pulling a lot of very dirty coal trucks.
A good string, a good string. The shame of it. Oh, the shame.
He went slowly through, with the trucks clattering and banging behind him. Edward went to find some more trucks. Soon afterwards, a porter came and spoke to his driver.
Gordon can't get up the hill. Will you take Edward and push him, please?
They found Gordon halfway up the hill and very cross. His driver and fireman were talking to him severely.
You're not trying.
I can't do it. Those noisy trucks hold an engine back so. Now if they were coaches, clean, sensible things that come quietly, now that would be different.
Edward's driver came up.
We've come to push.
No use at all.
You wait and see,
said Edward's driver. They brought the train back to the bottom of the hill. Edward came up behind the brake van, ready to push. I'm ready!
No good.
The guard blew his whistle, and they pulled and pushed as hard as they could.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I will do it. I will do it. I will do it.
I can't do it.
I will do it.
I can't do it.
Edward pushed and puffed and pushed as hard as ever he could. And almost before he realized it, Gordon found himself at the top of the hill.
I've done it! I've done it! I've done it!
He said proudly, and forgot all about Edward pushing behind. He didn't wait to say thank you, but ran on so fast that he passed 2 stations before his driver could make him stop. Edward had pushed so hard that when he had gotten to the top, he was out of breath. He ran on to the next station, and there, the driver and fireman said they were very pleased with him. The fireman gave him a nice drink of water, and the driver said,
I'll get out my paint tomorrow and give you a beautiful new coat of blue with red stripes. Then you'll be the smartest engine in the shed.
Once, an engine, attached to a train, was afraid of a few drops of rain. He went into a tunnel and squeaked through his funnel and never came out again. The engine's name was Henry. His driver and fireman argued with him, but he would not move.
The rain will ruin my lovely green paint and red stripes,
he said. The guard blew his whistle till he had no more breath and waved his red flag till his arms ached. But Henry stayed in the tunnel and blew steam at him.
I'm not going to spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes for you,
he said rudely. The passengers came and argued too, but Henry would not move. Even a fat director who was on the train couldn't get Henry to see sense.
Well, see here. Look, it has stopped raining.
Yes, but it'll begin again soon. And what will become of my green paint with red stripes then?
Show an honest day's work.
Henry only blew steam out and made him wet, wrenched and licked. The director told the guard to get a rope.
We will pull you out.
They hooked the rope on and pulled, except the fat director.
My doctor has forbidden me to pull,
he said. They pulled and pulled and pulled. But still Henry stayed in the tunnel. Then they tried pushing from the other end. The fat director said,
1, 2, 3, push!
But he did not help.
My doctor has forbidden me to push as well,
he said. They pushed and pushed and pushed. But still Henry stayed in the tunnel. So they brought another engine, and it pushed and puffed and puffed and pushed as hard as ever it could. But still, Henry stayed in the tunnel. So they gave it up. The fat director told Henry,
we shall take away your rails and leave you here for always and always and always.
They took up the old rails and built a wall in front of Henry. Now Henry can't get out and watches the other engines go by. He is very sad because no one will see his lovely green paint with red stripes again. But I think he deserved his punishment, don't you? Edward and Gordon often went through the tunnel where Henry was shut up. Edward would say, "Hello," and Gordon would say.
Serves you right.
Poor Henry had no steam to answer. His fire had gone out. Soot and dirt from the tunnel roof had spoiled his lovely green paint and red stripes.
Oh, why did I worry about the rain ruining my coat of paint? Will the fat director ever forgive me and let me come out again?
He was cold and unhappy, and wanted to come out and pull trains too. Gordon always pulls the express. He was proud of being the only engine strong enough to do it. There were many heavy coaches, full of important people, like the fat director who punished Henry.
Leave you here for always and always and always.
Gordon was seeing how fast he could go.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Sang the coaches. Gordon could see Henry's tunnel in front.
In a minute, I'll poop, poop, poop at Henry and rush through and out into the open again.
Closer and closer he came. He was almost there when... Crack! He was in a cloud of steam and going slower and slower. His driver stopped the train.
What has happened to me? I feel so weak.
You've burst your safety valve. You can't pull the train anymore.
Oh, dear. We were going so nicely, too. Look at Henry laughing at me!
Gordon made a face at Henry and blew smoke at him. Everyone got out and came to see Gordon, including the fat director.
I've never liked these big engines. Always going wrong. Send for another engine at once.
While the guard went to find one, they uncoupled Gordon, who had enough puff to move onto a siding out of the way. The only engine left in the shed was Edward. I'll come and try, he said. Gordon saw him coming.
That's no use. Edward can't pull the train.
Edward puffed and pulled and pulled and puffed. But he couldn't move the heavy coaches.
I told you so. Why not let Henry try?
Yes, I will,
said the fat director.
Will you pull this train?
Oh, yes.
So Gordon's driver and fireman lit his fire. Some plate layers broke down the wall and put back the rails. And when he had steamed up, Henry puffed out. He was dirty, his boiler was black, and he was covered with cobwebs.
Oh, I'm stiff. Oh, I'm stiff.
He groaned.
You better have a run to ease your joints, and find a turntable.
Henry came back feeling better, and they put him in front.
I'm ready,
whistled Edward.
So am I,
whistled Henry.
Pull hard, pull hard, pull hard. We'll do it, we'll do it, we'll do it.
The heavy coaches jerked and began to move, slowly at first, faster and faster.
We've done it together, we've done it together, we've done it together.
You've done it. All the passengers were excited. The fat director leaned out the window to wave to Edward and Henry, but the train was going too fast that his hat blew off into a field where a goat had it for its teeth. They never stopped till they came to the big station at the end of the line. The passengers all got out and said thank you, and the fat director promised Henry a new coat of paint. Edward and Henry helped Gordon back to the shed. All three engines are now great friends. Henry was pleased with his new coat and doesn't mind the rain now, because he knows that the best way to keep his paint nice is not to run into tunnels, but to ask his driver to rub him down when the day's work is over.